All right, so this next question is from Kevin Berg 4623 from YouTube. He said, "You should make a list of the most fun and enjoyable classes for casual players." And I mean, this is a loaded question. I think it's very subjective, but I feel like I'm pretty well equipped to answer this question. I was thinking about it, trying to jot down how many classes I've played, and there are 41 classes. Can you guess how many I played? If you've been following along, I've posted a video um, of me playing every single one of these classes back in the hard Magnus days. Pretty crazy. This was 2024, 2022, maybe 2021. I started doing hard Magnus. I've been making content for a long time. Holy crap. But I've played 17 classes at the hard Magnus level dating back to, it must have been 2021. I don't know. Back to way back when. Yeah, crazy. But 17 class, I played Demon Slayer, Hero, Dawn Warrior, shout out to Probolic, Pally, Kaiser, Wind Archer, Wild Hunter, Bishop, Blaze Wizard. I think I played a Blaze Wizard. I don't know if I made content on that. I'll take that one back. But I'm pretty sure I have Pathfinder, Nightlord, Nightwalker, Shadower, Phantom, Dual Blade, Angelic Buster, and Shade. 17. 17 classes. And that was, I mean, that's pretty crazy. A lot of fun, honestly. And yeah, yeah. And so which one was the most fun? Hmm. Um, Back then, I think that I think for me, definition wise, like if I were to say for like a casual player, what would be the most fun, enjoyable class to play? I gotta think of like what class fits my playstyle personally, and then I think I gotta go with one of the things that I love, which is graphics, which is just the animations, something that is just visually appealing. So those are sort of the two criterias, but definitely playstyle. My playstyle I found out is sort of pretty simple, where I like to have classes that are sort of a one preset button class, and then has a lot of like mobility or support skills to rotate through or toggle through, a lot of optionality, right? So I do like classes that attack on the move, but it's not everything, right? Like a Phantom or Wind Archer or Wild Hunter, I find myself that I like it, but what I like more is more reactive mobility skills, like a reactive dash or a charge. So like Angelic Buster has a very like responsive charge skill, and like Kaisers have a teleport, right? Kaisers are a little bit stiff in my opinion because it's like they feel a little bit more tanky. I don't like their mobility, but their teleport's nice. Um, but for me, I would say like the number five, right? Most fun, enjoyable class. And I actually haven't played it at the level 200 V4 level, so I'm not gonna put this on there. But I think like if you are into like what looks the coolest and looks like the most fun to play at fifth job, just based on like um, combos and the best looking class, it has to be the Evan. I think Evan is just like the skills are just a badass to look at. They have good burst. Their skills actually are, it's easier to play, I heard, combo wise than it was before. And I mean, if you love mages and if you love mobbing, if you love to see you flying on a dragon, just summoning dragons, just doing huge bursts, I think Evans are pretty awesome, like pretty unique in their own way and sort of an iconic class altogether. But for me, playstyle wise, I actually really loved like the hero and paladin are very similar. They have the up jump, they have the dash that are pretty responsive. They're very simple, but their attacks hit fast. So I like that they hit fast because I could react quicker to things, right? I think like one class that kind of stood out that was a little bit clunky, I think, was kind of the Nightwalker. At times when I played it, made it makes it a lot better now, I think. But before it was um, like there was just a little bit of a delay between their skills because the clones had to attack as well. So that was a little awkward, but and just not as smooth, I think. And then obviously Demon Slayer. So I would put like the most basic classes, but that had like optionality, like Demon Slayer, Paladin, Hero, kind of things that came to mind. They fit my playstyle very well, and like they were interchangeable, I guess. Like when I played my Paladin and played the Hero, it felt very um, like nothing changed really, and that's me personally. I enjoyed that. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, um, but yeah, those three. And then, I've always been a fan of, I'm gonna put, so this is obviously based on I can't speak for playing other classes, right? I've have all the Legion. I don't want to speak out of, my realm of experience, but I've only played everything, all the other classes below like around 175 for Legion. So there's still obviously a huge toolkit that's I haven't experienced, right, firsthand. And so I'm only going to speak from my experience. So those three are my favorite. And then I really like Shadowers. Shadowers is my first main. That for people that know me, that's no surprise that I just love Shadowers. They just have great mobility. Um, their attacks are fun. They're just like I just really enjoyed it, and I choose it over Dual Blade a little bit because I think what I like about Shadowers is their attack range is a little bit farther. I think Dual Blade's Phantom Blow it feels like it has to be right on top of the boss, and sometimes it doesn't like it. I just don't like the lack of range there, which is another thing that I really like. Um, and then just thinking of these classes, like I want to say Phantom, but I think now like I thought Phantom was it was okay. Um, you know what? I had a lot of fun playing the Angelic Buster. I'm gonna shout out Angelic Buster. I mean, this is the 17 classes I played, right? So it's a little take it with a grain of salt. But what I really liked about the Angelic Buster was it wasn't like back then, and I know it's been rebound since. So we're actually gonna uh, sneak peek, maybe take a look at some Angelic Buster gameplay after this. But um, I really liked how there were a lot of different buttons. Um, and I like that their iframe was unique. Like it was kind of built into their burst, and I think it's a little bit different now. But I liked how fast and reactive the charge was. The skills look cool. The spotlight, and they have that little tornado skill as well. And I just thought that it wasn't like the reason I didn't choose Phantom was because Phantom felt a little bit too easy. It wasn't fun being like in iframes the entire time and being able to attack on the move. It just felt like it had too much of the best stuff. Angelic Buster felt like there was a skill cap to it, um, but it was still fluid enough to where it was fun and reactive and mobile, and at the same time, I felt very rewarding when I played the Angelic Buster, and when I could play it like very well. I didn't die. I timed my iframes perfectly. I timed my burst, my DPS and stuff, and I actually hit a PR time or I did good damage because my range of outcomes, depending on how I played, was like I remember it was like I would clear hard Magnus in like 3 minutes and sometimes 2 minutes, and then other times it would take me like 4+ minutes, and I would die a few times, and it'd have to be like what really sweaty run. So I like that the gameplay style was fun and fluid enough, but and obviously visually appealing, but it wasn't. It was still challenging enough where I had to actually concentrate. The damage wasn't the greatest, but when I played it right, it felt very satisfying to me. And I think that there's a lot of classes out there that feel like they're not so overpowered, right? Like a Phantom or a Paladin that just has like Synchro. Let's just admit it. That's what I'm the skill that's overpowered. Um, and there's just more room for error, and it feels like it like when you survive and play well, it translates and it feels fulfilling. And I think that's what I really liked about Angelic Buster. It definitely wasn't broken by any means, but man, was it is actually really fun to play, and I think it was very underrated. So yeah, top five most enjoyable classes that I've played, right? So kind of just want to go off what I've done before, and obviously um, There's a lot more classes out there. I think the main message that I want to get out is that everyone's opinion on what's fun is different. So like what I enjoy playing is different than what other people enjoy playing. They'll probably disagree. They'll probably like hero and paladins are boring, right? It's just a one scale preset, things like that. And I totally get it, right? But I think the main thing is you have to figure out what classes um, fits your play style and what you enjoy, because asking me is like based on my experience from years ago, and a lot of things change, and what I enjoy is not um, is not for everybody.